here at Mason High School as the 1-1 Mason Comets take on the 0-2 Colerain Cardinals. I'm Evan Amazon, joined by Ben Howler. How are you doing tonight, Ben?
I'm doing fantastic, Evan. An interesting matchup between Mason and Colerain. They've met quite a bit in the same conference, like you said, first conference matchup of the year. But why don't you tell me, since Mason's joined the GMC, how many times have they beaten the Colerain Cardinals?
That would be 0, and what's also crazy is seeing a 0 next to Colerain in the win column, Ben.
Yeah, Colerain, don't let that fool you a little bit. They had two really tough games early on, one against St. X last week and then one against LaSalle, two GCL South teams. And last time these Comets and Colerain met was last year in that second round of the OHSAA playoffs. Colerain took that one 28-7. It was a little closer than the score says so, but Mason, just too many turnovers, and that's what they got to do this week. Limit those turnovers and make Colerain turn the ball over. Colerain had 2 turnovers in each of their first 2 games, and Mason's also got to force their young quarterback, Zay Jennings, to make some mistakes. He's thrown a couple interceptions, but Mason's defense, definitely one of the best defenses in the league, and someone that can make that happen.
Yeah, led by number 21, Jake Bates, the junior linebacker, second in the GMC in tackles. He's been all over the field, averaging 8 per game with a forced fumble and 2 recovered in his sack. He's got the nickname Hammer for a reason, as you see him on the screen right there.
Yeah, and he's a bit of a two-way player. He plays some running back for the Comets too. He's had a few rushes. Another two-way player, this time on Colerain's side, and he's the epitome of what a two-way player should be. MJ Flowers, he's got 50 rushing yards per game, 5.1 per carry, 2 touchdowns so far this year. He's the Eastern Illinois commit, and Mason's really got to contain him today.
He's been a big part of this offense the last couple of years for a long time. Colerain, a very run-heavy offense. We're going to see a lot of MJ Flowers here tonight. It's also opening night of GMC play around the area. Middletown and Lakota East, as we see the tailgate here at Mason High School. Kickoff will be coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
Back to Dwire Field for tonight's matchup between the Mason Comets and Colerain Cardinals. Once again, I'm Evan Amazon, joined by Ben Howler. We are set for a good matchup tonight. Colerain coming in 0-2 on the year, while the Comets coming in at 1-1.
Heartbreaking loss last week for Mason. It was a close one. They lost by 1 point on the last-second field goal, 15-14 to Centerville. Different story for Colerain, though. Got blown out by St. X. St. X, obviously, the reigning state champs. And two really good showings from them against GMC teams, against Dakota West and Colerain last week, obviously. But Colerain won the toss and did defer, so Mason will be set to take the kickoff. Back to kick for Colerain is going to be Alex Jung.
It looks like Kobe Lewis back there for the Comets, set to receive. And we are underway here from Dwire Field. Comets looking for their first win in the GMC era against Colerain. It's not Lewis on the kickoff. It's going to be Molnar, actually, taking it back to the 25-yard line.
How often do you see the punter, also the kick returner, on the other side of the ball? Michael Molnar can play anywhere. Obviously started the season at quarterback. He's kind of moved more into that wide receiver slot position lately. He's played some safety. Like I mentioned, he's the punter and returning a kick there. Really a jack of all trades in Molnar. Looking at the starting lineup, Mason's offensive line is something that they thought it's going to have to improve for the next game. Obviously, they get Cooper Schreider back. It's going to be big for them. But if you look at their skill position, something we're really looking at today, Saeed Garnett, I think, going to break out sometime here soon.
And the Comets will start with a handoff up the middle to Sailors as he plows ahead for about 4. Comets like to establish the running game early.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times from them in each of the last 2 games. Sailors is a power back, and he's a guy who's not going to be afraid to take a hit, and he'll go right into the pile, right into the middle and the teeth of the defense. As we're taking a look at Colerain's starting defense, Isaac Swisshelm, someone who hasn't got a lot of starts, but they're really hyped up about this week, and then Donovan Dillingham, one of the premier lockdown corners in the city.
Brown drops back. He's looking for the hook route, and that'll be incomplete. It's pretty good defense by Aaron Foster.
Yeah, great coverage from Aaron Foster, looking for Molnar. Foster Molnar couldn't get a step on him, just staying right with him, short little fade.
Yeah, Molnar really got going for the Comets last week, playing his first game at receiver. Really liked to use his height advantage, quickness of height and speed on the outside. So now the Comets on 3rd and 6. Trying to get the first down. Brown in the shotgun, takes the snap. Some pressure from the Cardinals front 4, and Garnett's not able to corral that one. So it will be a 3 and out for the Comets.
That's that two-way player, MJ Flowers, on the coverage, one of the stars of the offense, and making a play there on defense. He's someone we're going to have to watch coming into this game on both sides.
The Comets only able to pick up 4 yards. So it'll be Michael Molnar, like you mentioned before, punting for the Comets.
Tayshawn Banks back to take the kick.
That'll be a fair catch at about the 35-yard line. So, well, first drive for the Cardinals, they like to get the run game going early.
Yeah, that's kind of what they've relied on all year, and that's what their offense has been for as long as I can remember, at least. Pound, pound, pound. They have a lot of different running backs, different style running backs too. They'll always have a power back and a speed back and a slot that can take some end arounds. They're not a huge passing team. They got a young quarterback in Zay Jennings, only 39 passing yards per game.
Yeah, again, a lot of interesting formations. Actually 10 guys in the middle, only 1 receiver outside. And that'll be MJ Flowers, kind of a off tackle there run. It's good for about 9, so a good start for the Cardinals.
You know, I mentioned the different style running backs they have in speed back and power back, but MJ Flowers really is kind of exemplifies all those into one. He's a really versatile running back. He can catch some passes too. And you saw that there. He had some contact, but he broke through.
The only 1 true listed receiver in the starting lineups, Isaiah King. This will be a fullback dive to Flowers, using his strength to get up ahead, pushes the Comets all the way to the 41-yard line for another first down.
Comets just haven't been ready for Flowers today. Their defense, like I mentioned earlier, one of the best in the city. Guido Jackson leading the defensive backs, and Caden Evans and Jake Bates, the dynamic duo on the inside, the 2 middle linebackers for the Comets. Look for a big game from them against Flowers.
Yeah, Jennings will take the snap. Middle, another run up the middle. That goes to number 2, Mari Shannon, kind of the second guy the Cardinals like to use out of the backfield.
Yeah, Shannon, 23 yards per game. Him and Flowers, kind of that dynamic duo. They're the 2 who have the most rushing attempts on the season. And they're 2 different style backs.
It's another fullback dive up the middle. Cardinals get about 2. Comets doing a much better job on Flowers that play.
Good job by Caden Davis and Jake Bates being right there. This time they're ready. Couple nice rushes early on from Flowers. Mason didn't want that to happen again.
This is not a situation the Cardinals want to be in. 3rd and 5.
Could be 4th down territory. too close to punt.
Another handoff, Flowers going to the outside. He escapes a tackle and is able to get a first down. So MJ Flowers off to a great start, picked up another first down for the Cardinals, moving the chains again.
That's a play that can't happen if you're Mason. Flowers had guys surrounded. Looks like he had no daylight, but he's able to just bounce through, using his speed and his toughness. Sees 1, 2 defenders on the end, makes a nice move, a couple of nice blocks in there, then breaking 3 more tackles to get to that first down.
Yeah, Caden Evans and Guido Jackson with missed tackles on the play. And this is an outside run to Shannon, cuts it to the left, and he's got a hole. Finally taken down by Mikey Jones.
Yeah, Mikey Jones, a young guy. He's only a sophomore for Mason. He's also a basketball star. Taking down Vert Jarman. Vert Jarman, another one of those two-way players for Colerain. They've got a lot of those.
Yeah, he says he can't hear you. He's down here, stand beside me.
It's now 1st and 10. Cardinals in the red zone. Hand off to Flowers. Makes a couple man miss, and he will find the end zone. So MJ Flowers off to a terrific start for the Cardinals. Just plows up the middle, able to get the outside and put the Cardinals on the board 6-0 here early.
He put a couple defenders on his back. Flowers is just out-toughing this Mason team on their first drive, defensively and offensively. Michael Molnar thought he could make a tackle at the end, was hanging on to try to make that shoestring tackle, couldn't bring him down. And MJ Flowers doing exactly what we expected, but maybe sooner than we expected.
That will be Alex Jung now out for the extra point. Trying to make it a 7-0 lead.
Bryce Drake will hold.
For the Cardinals, Bryce Drake, the backup quarterback, to hold.
Will attempt the point after.
Jung 1 for 1 on extra points on the year. This Colerain offense has not scored a lot on the year, but the kick is good, and they lead 7-0 here early.
Alex Jung, good sign from him. They haven't attempted a field goal all year, like you mentioned. But MJ Flowers putting the team on his back. Michael Molnar couldn't bring him down, and Flowers got the Cardinals on top, 7-zip.
Yeah, very versatile runner. We've seen him already go outside, inside, set some different formations. Sometimes with those fullback dives up the middle, those outside handoffs, equally as skilled at both. So tough to predict for the defense.
Kastner trying to see if his offense can do anything. Good showing from the Colerain student section. Looks like they got their rodeo night. That's what Mason's was last week. Mason looking at a wideout this week for the Black Hole.
This is where Colerain likes to be. They like to get ahead early, run out the clock, long drives, run after run, really wearing out the defense.
Jung will be back to kick. Already his second kickoff of the game. We're only 3.5 minutes in.
And Molnar and Lewis both back to return. It's the kick from Jung. Be caught by Lewis at about the 4-yard line. Trying to find some space in the middle. He'll be taken down at about the 26, so pretty good return from Lewis. Now the Comets offense, Larson Brown, the junior quarterback, coming back on the field, trying to have better success than the first drive.
Lewis is another one of those guys where there's not one thing about him that jumps out. He's very versatile. Star wide receiver for the Comets. He's got a couple touchdowns on the year. He uses his speed, he uses his size, and obviously one of the strongest wide receivers you'll see in the GMC. Trying to use that to his advantage. Mason seeking their first down.
The Comets starting with trips left. Very different formation from Colerain as the refs seem to be talking something over as MJ Flowers is going to come out of the game. Looks to be limping a little bit. Let's hope he's okay.
Sometimes when a ref sees you down like that, they're going to make you come out of the game.
Brown on the snap will hand it off to Sailors. Cuts to the right, makes a man miss. Gains about 7, so nice job by Nick Sailors.
Really impressed by the vision of Sailors on that play. the IQ to bounce it outside. He's only a junior, only his 3rd varsity start of his career. But he saw he's got nothing up that hole and bounces it outside to get 6 or 7. Good job by Sailors.
A good block there from the right guard, Michael Wood. Open up that hole, allowing him to get to the outside. Brown again the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. Molnar, lone receiver on his right. And looks like some movement from the Colerain front.
Good discipline by Mason. Colerain, one of their things coming into the game they had to improve was their discipline. A lot of turnovers and a lot of penalties in their first couple games. And we're just seeing the first penalty for them today.
So now the Comets at the 37-yard line. Fresh set of downs. And Brown's going to take the snap, trying to find Garnett with a quick screen pass. Makes a man miss initially, but taken down by Flowers.
Garnett's small, but he's really shifty, and you saw he was able to make a little bit out of nothing there. He had a couple defenders coming right at him. 9 receptions for 52 yards, not a touchdown yet this season.
Almost had a touchdown last week, but fumbled at the goal line after he made a couple man miss. Kobe Lewis able to pick it up, fortunately for the Comets.
Kind of one of those ones where we kind of know it should have been touchdown for him, and in our books, nice really reception from him.
There will be a flag right as Brown hands it off to Sailors.
Officials are going to discuss.
Second down at 13. Flag on the field.
Illegal motion. Declined penalty from Colerain. So interesting. We'll force 3rd down. But it's a 3rd and about 12.
Interesting year. Colerain betting on their defense this play to stop the Comets on this 3rd and 12.
Pick on 1 yard on the pass completion. It's 3rd and 12.
Garnett in motion. Brown takes the snap. He's got pressure. Able to roll out to the right, and he finds Lewis. Looks like just short of the 1st down. Caught at about the 45-yard line.
That was a nice effort. Brown did not have a lot of time. Had to escape very quickly. Rolling out to his right and just barely keeping his feet in as Lewis. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough for the 1st.
It looked for a second like the Comets might have kept the offense on the field, but they do bring their punt formation into the game.
Michael Molnar in punt position. Aaron Foster is deep.
Aaron Foster deep for the Cardinals to receive the punt from Molnar. And it looks like he's taking some time and he's going to fake it. And he gets the 1st down. What a play call by the Comets. All the Colerain defenders didn't expect it. It's nice when you have Michael Molnar, an athlete like that, as your punter. The Comets take advantage.
Something they always have with Molnar is really that option. It wasn't necessarily a play call, but they keep that with him. He was the quarterback in his first game, so he's got very good vision and a very high IQ. And he's able to read that the defense all went back before he even punted the ball away. And that's one of the biggest mistakes on special teams. They teach you when you're very young. Do not go back until the punt's in the air.
Yeah, especially when you only need a couple yards to pick up the 1st down. Now Brown will take the snap. Looks over, fakes it to Garnett. And he's going deep for Lewis. And that's incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Aaron Foster.
Yeah, we've seen that story a few times with Aaron Foster. And we're only about 6.5 minutes into the game. He's been everywhere. He's on Mason's best receiver, Lewis. And he's answered that task pretty well so far.
It looked like a second like they were going to dump it off to Garnett. Instead, they try the deep shot. Unable to complete it. It's now 2nd and 10 on their own 49-yard line. Brown hands it off to Sailors. Sailors up the middle, makes a man miss. To the 30, he's got Greengrass at him, to the 20, to the 10, and he's in. Touchdown, Nick Sailors. What a run for the Comets, and what a response.
It's that vision again that Sailors has that we talked about earlier. Really impressive from a junior, but he found a hole, maybe not where the intended play was supposed to go, and all he needed was one spectacular block from the wideout, Michael Molnar, and he could do the rest with his legs, finding the end zone, barring the extra point here from Timmons.
Fantastic start to the game from Sailors. He's gotten close on a couple other runs, and he's able to get that one into the open field. The Comets tie the game at 7 on the extra point from Timmons.
After Michael Molnar, spectacular vision, spectacular IQ, reading the defense, seeing nobody's there, picking up the first down with his legs, set up the first down for Sailors, the bounce out, getting through the hole, and the rest is history. Comets tie the game at 7.
A crucial touchdown for the Comets. Cannot let the Cardinals get these big leads. That's what they want to do, stay ahead. Got to try to get the Cardinals behind, forcing the pass. Something they're not comfortable with. Only one true receiver on the team, like we mentioned before.
Coming out and playing, getting the lead early from H is huge because Colerain naturally is not going to be very good at time management with how run heavy they are. They're not used to taking a lot of shots downfield.
So now Timmons setting up for the kickoff. Will be a squib kick, picked up at about the 12-yard line. And a good return all the way up the sideline. For the Cardinals.
Confusion. A few Comets maybe thought he got pushed out there at about the 30. He's going to be able to give Colerain a few more yards on the return. Mason's got to improve their defense from last drive.
That was Jason Young on the return for the Cardinals. Again, 2 receivers this time. So they pitched one this out to Satterwhite. And he goes ahead to about 40 to the 45-yard line, about an 8-yard gain. So many weapons in this Colerain offense.
Well, I was just going to mention, Satterwhite's not a guy who's jumping out to you on the stat sheet, but if you see him play in person, and you see his explosiveness and his shiftiness and how he's able to get from point A to point B like that, he's going to be a really dangerous weapon, kind of in the backup on the bench for Colerain. And a good job by Evans and Bates. Looks like they made one of the Colerain offensive linemen jump.
Yeah, these false start penalties hurt Colerain in their first couple games against LaSalle and St. X. Can't afford to make those mistakes when you're a run-heavy offense. This handoff goes up the middle to Flowers. It's actually going to be Jennings there.
Fake to everyone out,
himself.
even you and I, that fake to MJ Flowers. And that fake's so effective because they get it off so quick. Flowers is able to get to the line of scrimmage so quick that he kind of catches everyone off guard. It doesn't leave you a lot of time to recognize if he kept the ball or handed it off.
Now Jennings hands this one. This time it's Flowers. He cuts it outside. Takes it to about the 49-yard line for a Cardinals first down.
Yeah, Flowers We've talked about his explosiveness all game. This time, he's using his power and his strength. Broke through a couple Comet defenders once again.
That takes 2 or 3 Comets on every single play to bring MJ Flowers down.
And with how well Colerain's offensive line has done so far today, too, that can be deadly for Mason.
Jennings this time pitched it to Shannon. Able to gain about 6, close to the 40-yard line.
You know, we talk about how unversatile they are because they don't pass the ball a lot, they always run. But within the running game itself, they are very versatile. You saw that pitch outside. They love to run Flowers up the middle. So it still makes it kind of hard to guess and latch on to exactly what they're doing.
So as Flowers fakes the handoff, Jennings going to keep it himself. He makes a man miss. Jennings, he's got the sideline. He's got one man to beat. And it looks like he gets tackled very close to the goal line at about the 1. J.C. Deaton chasing down Jennings to make the touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, he made one big stiff arm and got the outside. Good job by Deaton getting there, saving a touchdown. But it still gives Colerain really good position here, especially with that power run game.
And another flag. So another false start for the Cardinals. You're on that 1-yard line, almost a free touchdown, especially for the Cardinals when you have 4 plays to go 1 yard. Makes it a lot more difficult now. Push back to the 6, so it will be 1st and goal from the 6.
Yeah, they were at the 1, and it feels like 1 is just nothing for a guy like Flowers. This makes it a little more difficult, but they still have that versatility. So still 1st and goal.
Now Jennings this time, an end around. For a touchdown, that's Vert Jarman. Not one of the main running backs for the Cardinals, but still able to find the end zone. Nice play design there.
Yeah, they have so many weapons like you talked about. A lot of them you're not going to see in the stat category. A lot of them are decoys. Vert Jarman, one of those who you feel like hasn't had a lot of rushes. You think he's in there as a decoy, but this time he's taking the ball into the end zone. And the extra point is up and good once again from Alex Jung. So after Mason ties it up just like that, Colerain strikes back on a Vert Jarman touchdown to make it 14-7 Cardinals.
That's what Colerain does. They tire out your defenses play after play, rush after rush. Very difficult to stop.
If it wasn't for that Michael Molnar fake right now, 14-0 would be the score for Colerain, and they'd be feeling confident.
Yeah, Colerain matches their season high in points already, and we're not even done with the 1st quarter.
That's exactly what Mason didn't want. It feels like in all the past Mason-Colerain games, it's really been Colerain getting out to a hot start, and then all I have to do is keep it that way. They're not a team, they'll get a 35-point lead, then after that they'll kind of lay back, just make sure they hold that lead.
Yes, Colerain team, definitely not as dominant as years prior, but still nonetheless one of the top teams in the GMC year in and year out. So Jung on the kickoff. It's going to be caught by Lewis, the 15. Turn to about the 26 to the Comets. Set up shop there.
You know, Mason always looks like a team who has really good punt and kick coverage and also puts together some really nice returns for punts and kicks. And that's a lot because they keep their offensive and defensive starters in for that special teams. For those special teams plays. A lot of teams don't do that. They put some second stringers in to get them some playing time. But Mason likes to keep their starters in, have their best 11 guys on the field at all times.
Yeah, we saw how important special teams was in the game last week. Lewis in motion. Handoff up the middle. Sailors gains a couple on first down.
Looks like a helmet's going to come off. I believe it's going to be Michael Wood. Excuse me, Lane Davidson could be forced to come out because of the helmet. High school rule. And a big loss for Mason. Someone who's got 2 touchdowns on the year. He's out with COVID. That's Quentin Kaler, the tight end. He's only a junior, showing a lot of potential. And someone they could use against this Colerain team who's very fast and not quite as strong up the middle.
The Sailors again up the middle. Gains about 6. Very quick to the hole, and you can really see Sailors' improvement from his first 3 games.
Yeah, he's become more and more comfortable in every single position around the O-line, up the middle, around the outside. He's really loving that around the outside position. That's where he got that touchdown.
Starting to look like Nolan McCormick a little bit.
Mason loves those power backs. Logan Dalton before him. Matt Sora before Dalton. All guys who are fast, but mostly use their size and their strength.
So under a minute to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 5. Sailors again. Oh, it's a fake. So Brown's going to keep it himself.
That got us and the cameraman too. What a fake from Larson Brown. On top of that to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and luckily for the Comets, it fooled the Colerain defense. Larson Brown, not known as much of a runner. Michael Molnar, Comets quarterback in week 1, more of a dual threat running back.
Faked out Flowers too. And like you said, when they made the move to put Larson Brown at quarterback instead of Molnar, you know, Brown's got a really good arm, but people asked, you're not going to run the read option as much with Brown. He doesn't quite have the legs that Molnar does, but I think he's kind of proved those haters wrong.
These Comets will snap it with about 10 seconds. Oh, and Brown's going to take a big hit to end the first quarter.
That's got to feel good for Vert Jarman, who just scored a touchdown and then comes back on defense with a really nice hit. And Brown's down. Not a good sign for the Comets, but that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Colerain's got an early lead, 14-7.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC TV Sports. Three-pointer. Got it! In for the Comets score. Win! Comets win! Yeah!
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Ohio, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Tailgate night in the whiteout here at Mason High School. They're playing rivals, Colerain Cardinals. They're down 14-7. A couple of nice rushes from Vert Jarman and MJ Flowers got them on top.
Yeah, Larson Brown took a big hit on the last play of the first quarter. So he's able to slowly make his way off the field. Let's hope he is okay.
We're going to take a look at that hit once again. Takes the snap, and it started with him getting tripped up here. And then the hit from Jarman coming in and cleaning it up. Nothing illegal or dirty about that play. Just, it's a tough game, and Brown's a tough player. He was able to walk himself off the field. But this Colerain defense, kind of what they've been known for so far this season, and they've showed to hold that strong name so far.
Isabel Paley.
This will be the Comets ball. Going from right to left now to start the second quarter.
Molnar going to be in for Brown. Garnett in motion. One receiver out right, one receiver out left. Snap taken, handed off. Fake. That read option from Molnar, what we've all been expecting. And Molnar's first snap back as quarterback, able to pick up a first down on the fake. And that's the third time today between Brown and Molnar that we've been faked out by that fake handoff. That's something that's small but big. Sailors got hit right away, so you know that full Colerain as well.
And that's what's big about having two quarterbacks that can step in and get the job done for the Comets. Brown unfortunately takes a big hit, so Molnar comes in, makes a big play on first down. Very capable of leading this offense down the field.
You know, we've talked about it a couple times so far, is the read option. Molnar kind of reads the defense and decides whether to fake handoff or actually hand it off to Sailors in the backfield. And that's his signature play. Handoff went the wrong way. He's just going to keep it himself with some confusion.
Yeah, good job making something out of nothing there. Molnar trying to hand it off to Sailors on the right. Sailors ran left, so.
It'll bring up a 4th and short, and Mason looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field. Pretty close to 4-down territory. They're at about the 49-yard line, their own 49.
I like this move, Ben. Comets got to keep pace with this Cardinals.
This is a big play that can control the momentum of the first half. You know, we talked about they don't want to let it get away from them.
The Comets also have their running quarterback in, so many options on this 4th and 2 play.
Twins to the right, one receiver to the left for Molnar. Sailors to his left, and looks like they're just going to try the hard count and take a timeout. We may expect the punt team to come back out on.
I think this is a play the Comets should go for. Molnar's your guy on these 4th and short situations. Sailors have played very well. The line's got a pretty good push. And it's the last thing you can do when you're playing Colerain is get down early. You got to take these chances. Remember the Comets a couple years back took a chance, got the onside kick, kept them in the game against Colerain. So taking chances against this Cardinals team, that's what you have to do to win.
Yeah, great showing from the black hole on the whiteout, like we mentioned. In any sport so far, it seems like they've had great performances, helping the Comets get some victories, whether that's football, soccer, volleyball, but especially football. It's their 3rd game so far this season, and they've filled up a whole section and more in all 3 games. But the 4th down offense looks like they're not going to hold it on. Michael Molnar back to take the punter position now. Maybe look for another fake.
You better believe Colerain's going to be ready this time for the fake.
It's going to be a stoppage of play. Official's going to talk something over. Maybe a timeout from Colerain. And it is a timeout on Colerain. And like you said, they're going to be ready for this one. That's probably what they're talking over right now. What if it's a fake? And if you're Mason and you had a fake plan, maybe you put that in your back pocket. I don't know. What do you think?
It's hard to get 2 fake punts in a game. You see one. Not sure I ever remember seeing a football game with 2. I'm sure Colerain talking things over, trying to make that adjustment. It's going to be Jason Young back to return for the Cardinals.
Molnar back to punt once again. And I don't know if it was a fake, but he couldn't get it off in time. He's running to the outside. Turnover on downs to what appeared to be a fake. I'm not sure. I just think the rush got through there too quick.
Yeah, I think so too, Ben. Not a lot of room there. Molnar wouldn't have been able to get that one off, so he just tried to do what he could. That's better than a punt block at this point.
We're going to look at it again. See, one special teams member got through there without any trouble. And then the rest of the Cardinals were able to clean it up, make sure they didn't get another first down on a fake punt. And Colerain takes over now at the Comets' 46-yard line.
That was a linebacker, Temison Kassé. He came in there unblocked.
Running back motion for Colerain. Some confusion in the backfield. Just be kept by Zay Jennings for no gain.
It looked like Flowers was expecting to get the handoff there. Instead, kind of got in the way right in front of Jennings, so not really able to go anywhere on first down. That's what can happen sometimes when you have so many guys in a tight space in those heavy run formations.
And it's all led by a young quarterback in Jennings, too, that can contribute to that. But only one receiver out. The typical formation of Colerain. Motion given to the running back to the outside. He's got the first down and more. There's a flag on the play. Finally pushed out by Mikey Jones.
I think that one's coming back.
That was Amari Shannon on the run.
And most likely a holding on the Cardinals, and it will be. So they will be pushed back. The run by Shannon taken off the board here.
Cats are not happy about something, but
I'd be happy if I was him.
I was going to say, fortunately for him, it'll be taken back. That's kind of the best situation when you get a learning moment out of learning moment, but the outcome still goes your way. As you can see that hold there. Yes, it was Isaiah King, the receiver. Those receivers for Colerain are going to be more like blocking receivers because they don't throw the ball a whole lot, and more confusion in the backfield.
Yeah, they have some of their running backs listed as wide backs.
And it's going to be a flip now to Shannon once again. Shoestring tackle trying to bring him down. Comet swarm behind the line for even worse field position. Great play made there for Mason. That's Jim Frimpong, the senior. As you saw, he got there. Was able to shut off a block. It's not like he came through untouched. That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, great job holding on there by Frimpong. Had a huge tackle on special teams in the first game. High energy player for these Comets.
Brings up a 3rd and 22 now.
Might see a rare Colerain pass here, Ben. You never know.
Still only have one wide receiver, couple wings, one back in the backfield. Motion, it'll be given to Vernon on the outside. He's going nowhere. Big play made by the sophomore, Mikey Jones.
That's the only pass you usually see from the Cardinals, is that halfback toss.
Not even sure if you can consider that a pass. You might see a screen here and there, but the black hole willing this Mason defense to force Colerain to punt. It's going to be Alex Jung back for Colerain.
That's what you have to do if you're this Comets defense. Get him in those 3rd and long situations.
A short little punt. Mason trying to stay away from it. Kind of looked weird. It'll finally be touched at about the 28-yard line, Mason's 28-yard line. That's where the offense will take over for the Comets. Nice defensive drive for Mason.
Yeah, it looks like Molnar will still be in quarterback from what we see in the huddle.
From what I'm hearing, Brown went in the concussion protocol. They're going to check him out for that. Looks like the blow did go to the head. Be a big task for Molnar. Hasn't played quarterback since week 1. Shotgun formation, Garnett in motion. Handoff given to Sailors off the read option. Sailors not able to go anywhere and stuffed behind the line.
Yeah, it feels like on every play to start the drive, Comets have tried that run up the middle with Sailors, and it's been pretty successful, but Colerain all over that one for a loss of 1.
You're not always, when you're running that play, you're not always looking for a huge chunk of yardage. You're just trying to keep the defense honest, kind of set up the outside and set up some passing plays.
See if the Comets go to the air on 2nd and 11.
Fade out to Lewis, caught at the sideline. Another good job by him keeping his feet in. And that's Molnar's first completion of the game. Sets up a 3rd and 7.
The Kobe Lewis, very important guy for the Comets to get involved. They're wide receiver 1 this year. It's a nice job keeping his feet down there. Had a couple drops in the last game, but improved throughout. He's made some really big plays this year.
He's got 6 receptions for 95 yards and a couple of touchdowns to go with on the season. He'll be out to the left. Twins to the right, Lewis in motion. Fosnot, the tight end, took off. Didn't realize it's going to be a false start on the Comets.
Yeah, these unforced errors, just tough mistakes there. Fosnot a little bit confused there with the snap count. That's one that Coach Castor won't be happy about.
We saw how mad he got when Colerain got a penalty. Just wait till we see Mason get a false start. Sets up a 3rd and 12. So when they looked like they had decent field position now on 3rd down, it's going to be tougher just a bit now. Molnar will be in motion. Molnar, quarterback, Lewis in motion. 5-step drop back, escaping pressure. Rolling out to the right, taken down, knees taken out from him. Great play made by Tayshawn Banks in the backfield. Mason, I'm not sure if they want to try a fake punt here.
Yeah, probably safe to say the Comets are going to punt, but great rush by the Cardinals. Molinar looked like he had a little bit of space to get outside, but Banks able to close the hole there, coming from that safety position. Good job by the Cardinals secondary, kind of holding down the fort back there. Molinar couldn't find anyone open. And a low snap is.
That bounced. Molnar able to make the best out of it that he could. A bounce snap, rushed play, almost will end up inside the 10-yard line. So how about Michael Molnar making the best out of a iffy situation?
Yeah, he's made some athletic plays back there in the backfield. He got that one, just kind of a grounder. I was a one hop, able to field it cleanly. The other one, he made a nice one-handed catch in the last game against Centerville. Able to save a safety for the Comets. So those baseball skills, pretty important for football too, who knew?
Saved the safety from them. Handoff, given to Flowers, this time off tackle, Mason's there. Only a gain of about 1.
Yeah, good job by the Comets. Multiple defenders getting in front. Flowers cannot let this guy break into the secondary. We're at 6 points.
5:17 to go in the second quarter. Colerain holds a 14-7 lead. 2nd down and 8. Motion once again. This time it's going to be a flip on the outside. That's Michael Satterwhite, his 2nd carry of the game. Able to pick up a few. But it'll be a 3rd and 5. J.C. Deaton, nice play for the Common secondary.
Yeah, the Cardinals like to use Satterwhite on the outside a lot. Use Flowers up the middle. But another good play by the Comets. So Colerain pushed back a little bit here on their 15. 3rd and difficult 6 for a running team.
One receiver to the right, couple wings. Motion once again. It's going to be a flip to that motion. This time it's Shannon. Shannon on the outside. And it looks like he got the 1st down.
Yeah, there's so much action in the backfield. A lot of the Comets thought they were going the other way. Kind of freed up space on the weak side. Shannon going to pick up a 1st down.
And take a look at it again. Mason's starting to catch on that motion end around. It looks like there may have been a hold there on the outside. Kind of a missed call by the officials.
Yeah, a lot of eyes, though, around Flowers going to the left.
First shotgun snap of the game.
Whitetail buck deer, munching on clover, red-tailed hawk sitting on a limb, chubby old groundhog, croaking bullfrog, free as a feeling in the wind. Homegrown country girl, gonna give me a whirl on a Tennessee Saturday night. Lucky as 7, living in heaven with my Dixieland delight. I spend my dollar parked in a holler neath the mountain moonlight. Hold her up tight, make a little loving, little ton of loving on the Mason-Dixon line. It's my life, oh so right, my Dixieland line. Oh, come on!
Hi, I'm here with Carly Bunch to talk about Glendale Youth Sports. Registrations for the fall program are currently underway. Hi, Carly.
Hi.
So you have a history with Glendale Youth Sports. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So I am born and raised in Glendale, have been here pretty much my entire life besides leaving for school. And I participated in the Glendale Youth Program. I did soccer up through when I was a little bit further into elementary school, and then I also did t-ball, as did my sister. So we've got quite the history here.
So here you are, the next generation, looking after the kids in the sports program. That's really wonderful. So what sports are offered by Glendale Youth Sports?
Sure. So Glendale Youth Sports offers soccer, baseball, and basketball. At times we will offer volleyball, actually. It's only for the girls if there's enough in the fall season. In the fall, we offer soccer. Basketball is a winter sport. And then in the spring, for the littles, we offer a soccer/t-ball combo.
If someone wants to register their child, how do they do that?
Sure. So if they go out to the Glendale community website and they go to community, there's actually a link for Glendale Youth Sports. Within that, there is a registration link. If for some reason they can't utilize the computer to do that, we can help them get registered on the back end and make sure that they have a spot for the sports to play.
All right, if you look at this next wing, it is not burnt. That is actually the Bravado Spice Company Ghost Pepper and Blueberry. It's 28,000 Scovilles, but the blueberry makes it look like it's a little burnt, but trust me, it is not.
Okay, blueberry. That's going to be interesting.
All right, going back to being a rocket scientist, with your engineering degrees, why did you pick politics? And I know with the county there's a lot of engineering and stuff that's involved, but...
So, you know, it's something that I actually grew up with my parents, my mom and dad. We're very involved in the community. In fact, one of my earliest memories of my mom was she was the den mother for my older brother's Cub Scout group. And she had all the, you know, the whole den, you know, pack over for some craft making thing. And I just remember being there in the middle, because I was 5 years younger than my brother. And but I just saw this service that she gave, volunteering, not only there, but at our school, you know, always involved, and the same with my dad along with her. And seeing that example showed me that you need to give back to the community. You know, we've been given so much, I've been blessed so much to grow up here in this area, and just that we are called to serve and to give back to those and make the community better for not only us, but also our children and their children. And so for me, I had that example throughout my life from my parents, and then, you know, moving on through high school and into college. To me, it's just, it got me always interested in being involved. And I actually had a chance when I was in high school. My junior year, I participated in youth and city government, where I had a chance to go down to City Hall and spend a week learning about how Cincinnati city government worked. I thought it was incredible. I was like, to me, local government is where you see your tax dollars being used, from the pothole being fixed to the garbage being picked up to your fire hydrant, or, you know, police and fire department. I mean, to me, that's where all the action was, and I loved it. It was like, this is truly helping out my neighbors. This is helping out our community, and that's what I wanted to do. So I've always wanted to keep it, you know, involved. And to me, I viewed it as more of a public service, community service, than I did actually as a career, because I always was an engineer at GE and always kept that, because to me, I think it was important to have that perspective of that this is to be public service, it's to be involved in helping community, not to be some career that I'm going to be doing, to make money off of. To me, it was just, I didn't care what office I had, and just give me, the chance to go out and serve and help people. Yeah.
All right, up next is wing number 5. This is Hot Ones Los Calientes. It's 36,000 Scoville, so
all right,
starting to jump up.
We'll give it a shot.
to the river, won't you hold me while I shiver, love?
Let's take a time out to talk about educational athletics. That means the school sports are an extension of the classroom. Student athletes earn the privilege of participation in sports by succeeding during the school day first, before they put on the team uniform after. Student athletes prove that with better attendance records, higher GPAs, and fewer discipline issues than non-student athletes. That's what it means to be a part of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Hi, I'm Clark Kellogg. I've attended basketball games from coast to coast over the years as a participant, broadcaster, parent, and fan. And believe me, I've seen my share of unsporting behavior. The purpose of school sports is for kids to have fun, develop their skills, and learn lessons that will last a lifetime. So when you attend a school contest, please keep that in mind. Remember to behave in a way that reflects positively on your child, your school, and your community. Let's respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again. Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Beth Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRCTV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I just wanted to play.
I just want to play.
I just want to play. I just want to play.
Play.
Play. Along the way, I'm learning
Sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
How to work hard.
How to work hard. Discipline.
Hustle.
Sacrifice.
How to be a leader.
Dedication.
I just want to play.
And along the way, I'm learning to put the team before myself.
To put the team before myself. How to be a student.
How to be a student.
I'm learning
to set a good example.
How to work hard.
To accept responsibility.
That I represent my community.
That I represent my community. I just wanted to play, and look where it took me.
She's done it! Tiana Bartoletta has done it! From Elyria, Ohio, now an Olympic gold medalist.
Hi, I'm Beanie Wells. Whatever the sport, wherever it's played, there's one thing that student athletes, coaches, and fans can all share: sportsmanship. The Ohio High School Athletic Association Respect the Game campaign reminds us that school sports are so much more than wins and losses. On behalf of the OHSAA, let's all do our part to make school sports a fun, positive, and rewarding experience that student athletes will remember for a lifetime. Every game, every time, let's all respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
If I play sports for my school, I will have more confidence. I will get better grades.
I will learn how to show good sportsmanship.
I will be more physically fit. I will learn how to handle wins and losses in sports and in life. I will have more school spirit.
I'll learn how to work together. I will learn to set goals and work to reach them.
I'll make good decisions off the field. If I play sports for my school. If I play sports for my school.
If I play sports for my school,
I will learn how to be a leader.
online. This is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Welcome back to Dwire Field as the Colerain Cardinals lead the Mason Comets 14-7 in the first week of GMC action. Again, I'm Evan Amazon alongside Ben Haller as we take a look at the MJ Flowers run as he plows ahead for a touchdown.
Yeah, the story of the game, a few big carries, touchdown carries. First one from Flowers from about 10 yards out, and then Mason responded after a fake punt. Nick Sailors bouncing it out, rush for a touchdown of about 50 yards, and then Flowers responds. Not quite 6, but he gets a big chunk to set up the touchdown for Vert Jarman to put Colerain back up 14-7. We'll take a look here first at the big run from Flowers. And then here it is by Vert Jarman. Diving into the end zone, put Colerain up 14-7. Second half action coming up here at Dwire Field.
It's really been all ground for both teams so far. We expected that from Colerain, but all ground for the Comets as well too. Big run from Sailors. Unfortunately, Larson Brown out of the game and the concussion protocol, so Michael Molnar coming back in and playing quarterback.
Yeah, Larson Brown getting injured might be a big reason that Mason stuck to the ground game. We know that's what Colerain does. But the black hole is fueling the Comets defense here tonight, giving up 14 points. Colerain's rush game's been pretty strong. But Colerain won the coin toss and did defer, so they will receive in the second half. Michael Timmons back to kick.
That kick will bounce at about the 15-yard line. And a pretty solid return from the Cardinals to about the 35. That's Aaron Foster, cornerback, with the return.
Yeah, special teams has been a crucial part to this Mason team, and they've been doing it pretty well, but Aaron Foster with a nice return. He's using his speed. There's just no one on the Mason special teams unit that can match that.
So Zay Jennings, this explosive Cardinals offense coming back onto the field. Flowers set up as the fullback. Instead, they pitch it to Vert Jarman. Gains about 6 yards on first down.
Jarman's somebody, I don't think he had a carry coming into this game, but he's woken up the offense a little bit. He's a strong cornerback. But offensively today, he's had a few carries, about 40 to 50 yards total, and he had that big touchdown.
But Jarman and Shannon doing a nice job complimenting Flowers in the first half. So it's 2nd and 5. Shannon in motion, and there's going to be a flag. It's like maybe another false start on the Cardinals. It's been a huge issue for them in the first half.
Those penalties have been something that's held them back the first 2 games they've played.
Now a couple receivers outside. Colerain in the shotgun. Shannon in motion again. Jennings, though, just going to keep it himself, but the Comets all over that. Jake Bates with a big hit, able to knock down Jennings in the backfield.
Jake Bates has been kind of quiet tonight, but it's going to be big for him. Teaming up with Kyle Elko on that play, too. Came in to finally bring him down, but it's big for Bates to get going in the second half. They're going to need him in their defensive unit.
3rd and 13, not an ideal situation for this Cardinals rushing offense. This time, power formation. On 3rd and 13, Jennings drops back to pass. Looking for Isaiah King, but overthrew him by about 5 or 6 yards there. King has gotten some separation, but Jennings just missed him a few times. Just not accustomed to throwing those deep passes.
We've seen that story a few times. The few times that Colerain has tried to throw, it's been an overthrow from Jennings. He's a young quarterback in an offense that doesn't throw a whole lot, so he kind of gets that sprung on him. Mason's defense takes the opportunity to capitalize, and Colerain will be forced to punt.
It's going to be fair caught by Kobe Lewis about the 38-yard line. So a great start to the second half by this Comets defense.
Mason's offense got to pick up that momentum. You know, they felt last game like Mason's defense did all they could do against Centerville, and Mason's offense maybe wasn't able to pick up the slack.
Molnar will remain in the game at quarterback, and that really kind of takes another receiving weapon out when you use Molnar at quarterback.
But it brings the read option and his legs back into play. Garnett in motion.
Now 2 receivers to the left, hand up the middle to Sailors. Really good job reading the holes. Going to the outside a little bit. Turned about 2 yards into 6 yards.
That's something he's done well all game, is reading the holes, but you can't read holes if there aren't any holes. And this offensive line has put together some really nice work in the first half, and they're bleeding that over to that first down rush from Sailors in the second half.
So now 2nd and 3. 2 receivers to the left. Garnett in motion again. One behind Molnar, and they pitch to him. Little trickery here. As Garnett goes to the outside, gets past the 50, the 40, and Garnett is an open hole. Saeed Garnett will go all the way using his speed. Getting to the outside. You mentioned it, Ben. Very shifty player. And wow, what a response by the Comets.
Yeah, Garnett's somebody who will get the whole crowd fired up. It looks like, there are times it looks like he'll be taken down, but he's just using his size to advantage. That's hard when you're a shorter guy, but he's using his shiftiness. Looks like there could have been a flag call there on the hold, but Garnett doing a really nice job getting around defenders and getting through defenders to take it all the way. Some confusion from the special teams unit for Mason.
And Garnett able to pick up his first touchdown this year. Comets running some personnel on the field.
Looks like a Mason offensive lineman was looking for something on the ground. In play. And that extra point, no good.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the Comets. That would have tied it. But nonetheless, still a great play by Garnett as we see him in motion. Really fools the Colerain defense. And once he got past the secondary, just all green grass ahead of him. Made a couple men miss. Kind of taking Colerain's play and using it against him.
That's his first career touchdown. And you kind of mentioned it, all green grass after he gets past the secondary. He's someone who does not have to worry about anyone catching up to him after he breaks through. Unfortunately, though, not able to capitalize on the extra point and still trail in this one. 14-13 Colerain. That could be something that has a big impact on this game.
Yeah, certainly could be a play we look back on. But still, the Comets with some momentum right now, only down by 1. Very quick response considering that Colerain actually received the kick to start the second half. Comets still able to score in 6 minutes.
Well, Mason did a good job of scoring quick here. 9 minutes left to go. We only got 3 minutes off the clock in the second half, and Mason already within 1. It'll be another weird squib kick. Mason's normal kickoff man, Ryan Rominski, is out today with an illness.
That's Brian Egbert, special teams, getting the tackle.
Egbert's a guy we expected to get more snaps coming into the season at running back. We haven't seen that so far, only a couple carries for him.
So handoff up the middle to Flowers. He pushes the pile ahead. Gets about 7 on the play.
Another good job by Colerain's offensive line. And Flowers didn't even really have to make a read. He just found a blocker and stayed behind him.
Colerain's gotten a pretty good push from their line all night. Shannon in motion, and he will get the handoff on the end around. Looks like he's close to the first down marker. Looked to be a little short. See where he'll be spotted. Will be short, 3rd and 1 now from the 41.
This is a big 3rd down coming up for the Comets. Not necessarily 4 down territory yet. But when you got a power guy like Flowers, the Eastern Illinois commit, that's kind of a tough position for Mason to be in. Not even a yard, 3rd and inches.
Well, fullback dive. Flowers will get the first down, but the Comets say the ball is out.
And they'll give it to him. Comets recover the fumble and get the crowd hyped. What a momentum shift the start of the second half has been.
Wow. It initially looked like Flowers are going to be short. He's able to plow ahead, but when he made that second effort, just kind of coughed up the football.
That's what happens when you're putting all of your energy and effort into getting that extra yard. Sometimes you kind of forget about things or take your focus off of things like holding the ball.
That's Aaron Spears forcing a fumble there. Zach Rogers coming up with it.
How about the junior combo?
So what an opportunity here for the Comets. Trying to take the lead. And some trickery here. Looks like Lewis is going to pass. And a good job. At least making that into a positive game. Looked like Kobe Lewis going to pass. No receivers open downfield. He really just made the best out of that play there.
And it's funny, we talked about it earlier, how he can combine his size and his speed to put good rushes together like that. But as a wide receiver, we don't get to see that a lot from a guy like Lewis. Finally getting an opportunity to make a man miss, then break through a couple more. Good blocking also in the secondary for the Comets.
Yeah, Lewis was looking downfield for Garnett, unable to find him.
2nd and 5 now.
Still a solid gain for the Comets as they are at the Cardinals' 40-yard line. Twins left. And a high throw from Molnar over the head of Saeed Garnett. That sails out of bounds.
Molnar maybe just over anxious on that play. Garnett's one of the shortest guys on the field.
I don't know if 6'7" Ben Fosnot, though, could have come down with that one either.
Would have been close. But a 3rd and 5 coming up for the Comets. This is a big 3rd down.
Molnar on the shotgun. Got Sailors behind him. Flips this one out to Garnett. Good pass on the play. And a first down. So the Comets going back to the same play as they tried on 2nd down. They'll pick up a 2nd down.
You could tell Molnar was more calm and collected on that play as opposed to the previous. Same exact play, and a good job by him to just adjust, take his time, and find it right into Garnett's chest.
Yeah, that's something Colerain's not going to be happy about. Kind of just giving Garnett open space in the same play twice in a row.
Maybe caught him off guard.
It's now 1st and 10 at the 34. It's Jake Bates, the two-way player now in the backfield. Garnett in motion. Bates will get the handoff up the middle. He meets a swarm of Colerain defenders, gains about 3.
Immediately you can see the kind of aggressive player that Bates is. He didn't even need a hole. He just went right through the line, picking up a few yards, bringing up a 2nd and 7.
Let's see if the Comets will go. Another screen, quick pass.
You talked about a receiving option kind of eliminated when Brown got hurt, forcing Molnar to step into that quarterback spot. Bryant Violand, the senior.
Way up to the 17-yard line, but it looks like there's a flag on the field.
Most likely coming back exactly a hold on the offensive line for Mason.
That can be a problem. Almost anytime you see an outside run for a first down, you see a flag. You're like 98% sure it's holding.
Kastner not happy about that one once again. It's obviously very demoralizing when you have a play like that, a big play broken down for a first down, but especially when you're trying to build some momentum and trying to react off the momentum you've given yourselves. Sometimes that can shift it the other way a little bit.
So the Comets push back. 2nd and 18. Need to go all the way to the 25 to get a first down. Hand it off to Sailors. He's got some space, and he will get the first down. A gain of about 23. Nick Sailors attacks the hole. Looks like the Cardinals were expecting a pass.
That looked like a signature Matt Soar or Nolan McCormick run. Right away when he gets the ball, it looked like it was a kind of a halfback dive. He was looking for any contact, but the offensive line did such a good job that he didn't see any of it. And being the power back that he is, he's also got a lot of speed breaking through the middle, getting a first down and more. Great run from Sailors.
Tayshawn Banks kind of able to save a touchdown with the tackle. Now Comets at 22-yard line, approaching the red zone. Kobe Lewis in motion. They give it back to Sailors. He pushes ahead for a gain of 4. And of course, Nick Sailors, you can see he's having a monster performance, but up with the offensive line, creating a lot of holes. You can really see the growth of this unit so far.
Yeah, they're content to take it slow. We're a little over halfway through the third quarter, and Mason content with keeping that momentum and just keep pushing for 3 or 4 yards every play. Setting up a 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 from the 17, and that's going to be offsides on Colerain. Looked like that was number 20, Bert Jarman.
Discipline. Colerain struggled with it the first 2 games, penalties and turnovers. Haven't seen any turnovers yet from them, but, well, we did see the fumble recovery, actually. That's why the Comets have the ball right now. So the fumble and the penalties are kind of fueling this Mason run. Setting up a 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
The Comets have gotten a lot of first downs off Colerain penalties. Now all the way at the 12-yard line. Molnar, quick pass to Garnett, unable to haul that one in. Would have been a tough catch. Hasn't been as open as he has on some of the other plays.
Yeah, like you said, would have been a tough catch. He could have made the play possibly, but it looked like he might have been scared to get hit. Kobe Lewis, though, not a good sign. He's down. You know, it's been a common theme. You just hope it's cramps for Lewis. Popwell talking it over with his offensive line unit. He's done a good job with them, especially improving so far through the season.
The Colerain coaching staff talking over to their defense, trying to hold the lead here late in the third quarter.
They want to do anything they can to stop Mason's momentum, but Mason, a lot of energy on the sideline. A few new coaches. Defensive line coach Camden Wood doing a great job with the defensive line, and then the spectacular strength Coach Hatton. And this game's been a very slow game, not a ton of first downs, and especially no plays in the air. But still keeping the black hole entertained. They're hoping Mason can strike here and take a lead. 4:31 left to go in the third quarter as Lewis remains down. Not a good sign.
It's one of the unfortunate parts about football. Too many injuries. You see them every game. Hope it's not something to the knee.
Like I mentioned earlier, we're hoping it's cramps, but with how long he's been down, I'm not sure if that might just be wishful thinking. And he's finally going to be able to limp off the field with some assistance from a couple of trainers. And the QB one and wide receiver one for the Comets, both going down this game, but they're still down one, 14-13, 4:31 to go. Comets need to keep momentum.
Update now, big game, IMG and LaSalle this week. Of course, IMG, one of the best teams in the country. They lead LaSalle 44-7 in the third quarter.
How about IMG after a huge win against Bishop Sycamore last week? Supposedly one of the best schools in Ohio.
Well, supposedly is the key word there.
And the rush outside from Molnar going to be taken down behind the line.
So now will be 3rd and 12 for the Comets.
You know, injury is one of those big things in sports that can stop momentum.
Comets can still pick up a first down at the 2-yard line. Play action to Sailors. And unable to find Brian Viola on the slant. Comets wanted pass interference call.
The big question was if they wanted a holding, as if the holding came before the ball was in the air. But there will be no call setting up a fourth. Oh, there is. That's going to be on offense. It'll be a sideline flag for the offense. At least a warning. We're going to wait. Looks like they're going to keep it at the same spot. So just a sideline warning given to Mason.
The Timmets now with a field goal, a 31-yarder, missed the extra point. Trying to knock this one through to give the Comets the lead. And he knocks it down, so a good response from Michael Timmets. After missing the extra point, he gives the Comets a 16-14 lead with 3:40 left in the third quarter.
Big time play, big time kick from Timmets. He doesn't get a whole lot of experience with the field goals. Mason's a team that doesn't kick a lot of field goals. But Timmets kind of proven his role. And after his mistake, the missed extra point, is able to knock one through for 3. 16-14, 3:40 left in the third.
Yeah, again, I know we keep talking about this. The Comets have not beaten Colerain in the GMC era. And now they lead for the first time in the third quarter.
Comets set back to kick after the field goal from Timmets.
Two Cardinals set back to receive the kick. At about the 15-yard line, squib kick from Timmons. It's touched by one of the Cardinals players, but fortunately for them, they're still able to come up with it. And they got pretty good field position after the deflection at about the 35-yard line. It could have been disastrous if the Comets were able to come up with it, but instead, works out for Colerain.
Yeah, not the greatest of kicks. Maybe over anxious after that made field goal. His energy's all up.
It's now 1st and 10, a quick pass to Shannon. And there will be a flag. Gains about 3 yards after being pushed back, awaiting the penalty.
The lateness of the penalty makes you wonder if it'll be defense. We haven't seen a whole lot of defensive penalties today, but it is a holding on offense for Colerain. Once again, another penalty, pushing them back, and it's hard to get any momentum when you're committing penalties like that.
And you could argue that these penalties are the main reason the Comets are the lead right now.
And that was one of the keys to the game coming in, was that Mason knew they had to capitalize on Colerain's penalties, and Colerain had to improve.
I formation for the Cardinals. Another quick pass. It's time to Satterwhite.
How about Mikey Jones, the sophomore, coming up and making the play? And quickly, tough position for Colerain, and Satterwhite is going to need some assistance. That's about as quick of a pass as you'll see. Satterwhite had to be ready before the snap even happened.
A really good tackle in space by Mikey Jones, the sophomore. You can see his improvement. Going to be a future star in that Comets secondary.
Not only the Comets secondary, but in line to be a Comet star on the hardwood. Basketball player, started JV as a freshman last year, expected to get some playing time on varsity.
Hopefully it's just a cramp there for Satterwhite. And he's able to get up, coming off a little bit of assistance.
Second and 19.
It'll bring up a 2nd and 19 at their own 26 for Colerain.
Colerain's gone with a couple quick passes on this drive. Now they set up the pass again, but Jennings, no room. Comets all over him on that play. Looked like that was number 51, Caden Davis, with a quick hit.
Yeah, how about Davis? He's been getting in there on every play. Not always making the tackle, but he's filling his hole. Sometimes that'll make the running back bounce outside. And a really good job by Mason's front 7 to force a 3rd and 20. Black hole getting them hyped up.
Now Colerain with multiple receivers outside. That's King and Shannon on the left of your screen. Another long pass. And over the head of the intended receiver, Amir Shannon. So Jennings has missed on a lot of those long passes. He's missed long on a lot of passes.
Those are those situations that you're kind of not as well prepared for when you don't throw the ball a whole lot. And you got a 3rd and 20. It looks like they're going to be forced to punt now. Alex Jung once again.
You can really see kind of how uncomfortable this Colerain offense is right now at the beginning. All they had to do was just run the ball, get 5 or 6 yards every time. Comets doing a good job of forcing him to pass, as Monar fair catches the punt at about the 43-yard line. So the Comets good field position again, trying to build on this lead.
That was the best punt we've seen all day from Jung. Pinning Mason on their own field position. Going to start at their own 43.
Got to give a lot of credit to Michael Monar with his flexibility this year. Thought he was a starting quarterback coming in. To bring Larson Brown in, he's fine with playing receiver. He punts, he plays some defense. Now he goes back to quarterback. He's making the transitions pretty effortlessly. As Sailors goes up the middle for no gain.
There's another one of those read options, and probably a play that Molnar felt either of the options were good. Just takes the safe route, handing it out to Sailor. He goes nowhere, set up a 2nd and 9.
The clock winding down here in the third quarter, just about 1:30 left to go. We'll give Sailors a gain of 1. The 2nd and 9 on the 44. Trips right for the Comets. Molnar will take the snap, and he tries to find Garnett. A risky throw there, not a lot of space.
A dangerous play, but the defense from Colerain, they'll tell you a lot of times play the man, not the ball, and he did that perfectly there. But sometimes you got to make the early read and try to make a play on the ball, as he was just going for the man. He made no pursuit on the ball. Mason and Molnar very lucky. 3rd and 9 coming up now.
That was Donovan Dillingham. Very nice defensive play. Now 3rd down, Molnar just throws it away. Actually finds Garnett, it looks like, but there looks like there's a penalty anyways, probably on the Comets. Some holding.
Multiple penalties and even a hat on the field, meaning one official saw at least 2 different fouls.
Yeah, the Comets and Cardinals both kind of knew that. Both kind of stopped a little bit.
Looks like there might be something at least offsetting. Officials pointing both ways in their discussion. This is where the officials make their money. Could be a difficult call to make when there's 3 or 4 flags involved. 1:06 to play. Comets on top by 2. The head referee goes to talk it over with the umpire. Maybe a hold there in the middle. Looks like, I'm no lip reader, but Castor may have said something like 2 guys holding. We're going to look at the hold in the middle, or more of a tackle from the sophomore Dom Bomarito. And then on the outside, once again, the double team from Davidson and Wood. So it could have been 2 possibilities for holding. As we look down the sideline, see Michael Molnar's throw to Garnett. Nice catch by Garnett, trying to change directions. There's going to be a holding offense, that's decline, and then a push in the back on the offense, that's decline. And they're going to take the penalty that results in a loss of downs. It may have been an illegal man downfield.
3 infractions against
A holding, a block in the back, and a legal man downfield.
So now we know why the refs are taking so long. It wasn't just 1 holding or 2 holdings, but 2 holdings and an eligible receiver downfield. But still a good catch by Saeed Garnett. Some good practice on the hook route.
If you want to take anything positive there, yeah, talk about the Garnett's catch.
The punt from Molnar will bounce. That's Jason Young on the return, gains about 6 or 7 yards. So Colerain offense led by Zay Jennings.
Jason Young's done a really effective job all night tonight on kick and punt returns. It's felt like Colerain's always had good field position.
opportunity for the Cardinals. All they need is a field goal to take the lead.
They're going to go with that triple option formation.
That's Flowers. Gains about 7 on first down. Load of a counter there to the left. This clock's winding down here in the third quarter.
It's felt like Flowers, anytime he gets the ball, he's a threat for about 8 or 9. Because if he gets that hole, then he's able to break through any linebackers or secondary that make contact coming up. Brings up a 2nd and 2.
This time Jennings will take it himself. Good effort there, diving close to the first down marker. Zach Rogers able to make the play.
Good job keeping him at the line as we're under 10 seconds to play. It looks like Colerain's going to run out the clock. And after 3, Mason in line to pick up their first victory since joining the GMC over Colerain.
Unthinkable could happen here. Mason Comets win against the Colerain Cardinals. Some of these fans certainly dreamed about for a long time.
Especially Castor. I can't imagine how stoked he would be. And I know Colerain fans are tired of hearing this, but they have not been the same without Coach Bolden, who's now at Lakota West. Now they're the dominant GMC team, the team to beat.
Yeah, West, of course, winning the GMC last year. Tom Bolden's son, Mitch, the quarterback for the Firebirds.
First play of the fourth quarter is going to be handed off to the Flowers. Flowers breaking through. Some contact in the secondary. He's got the sideline. He's inside the 10, and he'll score and take the lead for the Cardinals. MJ Flowers, his 2nd touchdown of the game.
I'll tell you what, Ben. MJ Flowers is attending the same school as Tony Romo and Jimmy Garoppolo for a reason. Big outside rush from Flowers, using his speed there on the outside. A mix of strength and speed, so tough for the Comets to bring down, and just like that, Comets lead erased. Now it's 2016.
The extra point coming up here from Jung. He's 2 on 2 so far.
The Comets band trying to mess up Jung here, hold it to a 4-point lead.
And it looks like they're unable to do so. 21-16, 5-point lead from Colerain. Only 1 play into the fourth quarter. And MJ Flowers takes matters into his own hand.
A nice run on the outside, a missed tackle from Caden Evans, and another missed tackle for the Comets. Once Flowers got to the outside, no one was bringing him down. The only defender left was really the sideline. The only chance was if Flowers lost his balance and stepped out of bounds, but he's able to stay in as Colerain student section on rodeo night. Pretty excited right now.
Go Folsom. Looks like he's got his own sign. Jaden Folsom, the wide receiver. Fan favorite.
Why so quiet chance here from the Cardinals.
You know, you don't want to get in that battle with the black hole. The black hole, even when Mason's struggling a bit, they don't stay quiet for long. Frimpong and Jones, part of the front line for this kick return team. Mason trying to change the tide. Colerain flipped momentum quickly. The kick from Jung will be let bounce. Molnar barely able to get there and dive on it. Molnar, when you see the ball in the air like that, you got to take it because you have no idea how it's going to bounce.
Almost disastrous there for the Comets. Fortunately, able to come up with it. As you see, it kind of bounces back toward Colerain. Got some hesitation there by Garnett and Molnar, kind of deciding who's going to get it. Molnar able to pick it up while Aaron Foster was approaching there.
So Mason's offense will come back out on, led by Molnar. Brown still on the sideline after taking that blow to the head. Molnar's got Twins to his right, a man in motion. That's Braden Greer, his first snap of the game. He handed off up the middle, a fake by Molnar. That read option, he'll pick up a few yards.
Molnar able to pick up 5. Robinson on the tackle for the Cardinals.
This time it'll be Twins to the left. Braden Greer staying in the game after the Lewis injury. One man in the backfield with Molnar. Another read option. This time it will be handed off to Sailors. Sailors bouncing around will pick up the first down. Great run from the junior Sailors.
A really good job from Sailors. More of a power back, kind of north to south guy, but a lot of east to west there. Cutting back and forth, really working for every yard, able to move the chains. Can't say enough about his performance tonight.
He had that big touchdown in the first, and other than that, he's filled in really nicely to keep the Comets going. This time it's trips to the right of Molnar, no one on his left. It'll be handed off right up the middle once again to Sailors. Mason, it is the fourth quarter and they're down 5, but they got a lot of time. They're in no hurry.
The Comets, I'm sure, trying to take a lot of time. So if they're able to score a touchdown and give Colerain the ball back with not a lot of time left, that's where the Cardinals struggle, kind of in those 2-minute drill situations. So the Comets content to take off a lot of time here on this drive.
When you don't throw a whole lot, we've said it a lot, when you don't throw a whole lot, it's hard to manage time the best and the most effectively. Molnar in shotgun. Sailors lined up behind him. Read option, he fumbled. Molnar's the first one back there. Luckily, very fortunately for the Comets, able to fall on it.
That's good awareness by Molnar, able to track down the football. Could have been a scoop and score there for one of the Cardinals.
And the two-way player, Jarman, coming in there. He's the one that forced it.
Jarman's been all over the field for this Cardinal defense. And now Comets backed up a little bit, 3rd and 16.
They're from their own 21. It'll be a long 3rd down.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Comets wanting to score a touchdown this drive. Now they just got to focus on not turning the ball over. Wonder if they'll take a shot here on this 3rd and 16.
They do have Twins to the right. It'll be a fake handoff, play action. Molnar out to his right with the pressure, left up and not able to be brought down the sideline to Garnett. And that'll bring up a 4th down, most likely Mason forced to punt.
A good throw by Molnar to Garnett. Very tough window with 2 defenders on him. Tried to force it in there. A pretty good throw to Garnett. And good coverage by the Cardinals secondary as well, with 2 guys on him.
Corey Myrick, leader of that secondary, made a really nice play there. Punt by Molnar. Up, take a few bounces, and finally taken at about the 25 and brought back to the 44.
There is a flag on the field though. Maybe another holding penalty for the Cardinals. Jason Young, another return.
And it will be a hold on the return team. That's Colerain. That'll be big, pushing him back, not giving him great field position.
We've seen a few passes from Colerain this game, but I'd be very surprised if we saw them pass on this drive.
Especially a run-heavy team in this situation. But if it's not working, it's not working. Looks like they'll start their drive from their own 23-yard line. Setting up that triple option formation again. Shannon and Jarman, the wings. Flowers in the backfield, it's handed off to him. He's going to try to bounce outside. A few Comets swarming right there. We'll take him down only a few yards after the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Jones, Spears, Evans, Frimpong, all 4 Comets took to take Flowers down. It's on every play. You have to swarm MJ Flowers or he'll explode for a touchdown. You've already saw it in the first play of the fourth quarter.
2nd and 6. Same formation, only one wide receiver to the right. And there's going to be an offsides penalty. Looks like that was maybe on Ott or Spears. And they're going to say it was a false start. I must have missed that part. So another penalty for Colerain. That's feels like one of the biggest things that's kept Mason in this game this far.
Yeah, certainly. I feel like we're saying a false start penalty like every other play right now, Ben.
False start and holding. Brings up a 2nd and 11 now. Shannon in motion, handed off to him. Excuse me, that's Jarman breaking out to the outside. Man, trying to make the tackle on the sidelines. Caden Evans and Mikey Jones finally team up to push him out.
The Frimpong almost got the tackle in the backfield on Jarman. Able to gain about 5 yards at 35.
Caden Evans, he had a quiet week 1 that exploded last week, and we've seen a lot of the same from him today.
One of the biggest plays of the game right now. Comets defense trying to get off the field.
He'll be handed off. This time a flip to Shannon. Shannon off tackle. He's not going to get to the line again. Caden Evans was there once again. And Jim Frimpong cleans it up.
What a play by Caden Evans, reading the pitch perfectly. Such a tough offense to read. All the options they have out of the backfield. So it'll be a 4th and 2 now.
Colerain playing it smart. They're just going to punt it away. A new punter into the game. This time it's Anthony Weldon. The righty boots it. Got a pretty good bounce. Molinar is going to stay away from it. Let some Cardinals handle it, and Mason will take over at about the 28-yard line.
Pretty good punt there from Weldon.
Weldon's a guy, came in as a starting punter, and he struggled a little bit. Only 18.7 average yards per punt. Total of 56 yards on 3 punts this year. His longest, only 31.
Probably breaks a record for him there. Solid punt. Well, you never really see anything like it from Molinar, your punters, also your punt return.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. But when you get Molinar, though, it's an exception. You kind of expect anything. Trips to his left as he's taking the quarterback position. Good sign to see Kobe Lewis back into the game. He's in motion. But it'll be handed up to Sailors. He finds a hole. He's got the first down. Almost to the 50-yard line. Nick Sailors starting the drive off strong.
And Dillingham able to bring him down. But how about Nick Sailors again, finding the hole. Very good block from the Comets line between the able to get the gap between Michael Wood and Cooper Schreider there, right guard and right tackle.
The Black Hole trying to fire this team up. We're about halfway through the fourth quarter. Mason seeking their first victory over Colerain since joining the GMC. This time there's trips to Molnar's right. Lewis in motion again. Sailors behind him. Some movement from the defense, nothing called. Sailors takes it again, this time not the same result, only 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, Bert Jarman's, he's been a little early on a couple blitzes. Almost another offsides penalty on him there. The refs say he didn't cross the line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 with the Comets.
Colerain's defense trying to hold. That's kind of what they're known for this season so far, has been their defense. Molnar with Twins to his right and Lewis to his left. Garnett will join Lewis through motion. Fake handoff taken by Molnar. And he's only going to get a yard or 2.
A pretty good play design there. Comets going on the fake handoff. Molnar kept it, unfortunately, only able to get a gain of 2. Still a pretty manageable 3rd and 5. Be interesting to see if the Comets run or pass here. Wouldn't be surprised to see either option.
If you're just joining us, Colerain got it started off strong. Eastern Illinois commit MJ Flowers in the first quarter. Got it started early. Nick Sailors responded. Then Colerain went on a little bit of a run. Take it a 14-7 lead. Mason responded but missed the extra point off the touchdown from Garnett. But we're able to capitalize with a field goal as there's a run up the middle from Sailors. And then it was the touchdown from MJ Flowers, his 2nd of the game. Really powering through the defense, using his speed and his size. And that's where we are right now. 4 minutes to go. Comets down by 5 and have a big
That's Caden Evans coming in.
3rd coming up.
Caden Evans coming in, the linebacker on this offensive snap. Plays a little fullback sometimes.
This is the most crucial play of the game this far. 4th and 3. Comets need to get a first down here to keep the drive alive. Molnar under center.
A lot of players up front for Colerain.
Hand off to Sailor. Sailor stuffed, trying to get the extra yard. And he's going to be short. Turnover on downs. Colerain forces it. And the Cards take over at Mason's 45.
You could tell Colerain was expecting that there. Got about 8 or 9 men in the box. The Comets brought Caden Evans in at fullback, usually a running type situation. I wonder if they go with play action a little bit there, just no room whatsoever.
They brought a lot of defensive players in. Caden Davis is in there as well to add some extra blocking. But Colerain takes over 3:32. It's not over yet. Not all hope lost for Mason. Weird play. Looks like it might have been a fake handoff and just kept for no gain. Flowers was met right at the line of scrimmage.
Evans stopped him with just 1 yard gain.
Evans all over Jennings on that play as he goes over the sideline. Talks to his coaches. Good job, but good way to eliminate the option. So if you hit Flowers,
take all of them out.
Yeah, take all of them out immediately.
Colerain's offensive line's done a great job today, so it's going to be a little more difficult than it sounds.
Easier said than done, certainly. Especially against a team that's had a proven running offense.
Timeout will be taken by the Comets. Excuse me, the Cardinals. After talking it over, both teams head out back onto the field.
I'd like to give a big shout out to our producer, Josh, and all the camera operators, everyone doing a great job coming together, putting such a special broadcast together. Thankful to be commentating this one on ICRC. Having a lot of fun this football season, certainly.
Yeah, and ICRC, if you're interested in putting together a production like this, is looking for volunteers. It's been a fun one. The flip to Flowers. And he got the first down. That's big. Also taking it into Mason territory.
The Comets do have 3 timeouts left. Got to start thinking about using them soon.
We're under 3 minutes to go. 2:30 left to play, and Flowers, if you can't get to Flowers behind the line of scrimmage, then he's dangerous to break out. So explosive. Expect big things from him at Eastern Illinois.
With J.C. Deaton eventually able to bring him down. Not before. A big pickup getting inside Comets territory at their 40.
Same triple option formation. Shannon in motion. Handoff given to Flowers. This time, a swarm of Comets is there.
Comets will call their first timeout, so 2 remaining here.
They got a 2nd and 10 coming up.
Good job by Bates hitting Flowers immediately.
Yeah, and it's convenient that Mason hasn't burned any of their timeouts yet until this one.
Comets cannot afford, though, to give up another first down. That would almost put Colerain, giving them the ability to knee. You see the Comets black hole support still there, trying to cheer them on. Provide all the energy they can. So refs discussing things over as this Cardinals offense, led by the sophomore quarterback, Zay Jennings, and the Eastern Illinois commit, MJ Flowers, come back onto the field here.
2nd and 10, triple option formation, pitch. Out to Shannon, Flowers. Flowers finds 4.
Good swarm there by the Comets defense. Got a lot of players on Flowers there. He gains 4, so it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 36. And the Comets will call another timeout. There's now only 1 remaining. Biggest defensive play of the game coming up. Have to get the stop on 3rd down.
Yeah, but unfortunately it is 4-down territory. I'm not sure if Colerain would punt.
Yeah, definitely be interesting to see. It depends on how many yards they get here. So maybe I stand corrected. This probably isn't the biggest play. If they don't get the first down.
The biggest combination of plays if they can get 2 stops coming up.
We'll just got the 2nd biggest defensive play.
You'd hope.
Maybe. Yeah,
you'd hope.
You hope if you're a Comet fan.
Brian Castor could be the first time in his career beating Colerain if they can pull off a comeback. One of the biggest games for Mason every single year is against this Colerain team. They've dominated the GMC for years and years, starting to fade away, and that role's been kind of handed to Lakota West directly with the head coach Bold moving from Colerain to Lakota West. Snap taken. Handoff on the outside, trying to bounce it out is Flowers. Flowers to the sideline, going to be close. We'll see if they give them the first down, and they're going to signal a 4th down. 4th and 1 coming up for Colerain.
A pretty good effort by Flowers, cutting to the outside. Stiff arm there. Bates, Davis, Rogers all trying to knock him out of bounds.
So here it is. Here's what you've been waiting for. The biggest defensive play of the game. And it looks like Mason's going to take a timeout.
It's actually, I think it's a timeout by Colerain, but I'm not sure why. Very surprising. called a timeout instead of forcing the Comets to take their last timeouts. The Comets still have one remaining. But I guess talking things over, because if they get this first down,
a first down could mean the game for Mason. Colerain might be able to go into victory formation. Mason only has one timeout left. So the biggest defensive play here for the Comets. They're going to stack the box. Music's getting loud. Black holes getting loud. Parents getting loud.
It's been Colerain's strength throughout their entire program's history in short yardage situations.
9 in the box for Mason. Give it to Flowers. Flowers' effort might do it. It'll give them the first down. Colerain totally deflates the Comets' energy.
The Comets defense probably could figure what was coming. MJ Flowers kind of out of that fullback spot up the middle. But just, it's one thing to know what's coming. It's another thing to be able to stop it. MJ Flowers, the scoring offensive line, is built for situations like this, running out the game. It's really their bread and butter. Colerain just got a good enough push there. Flowers knew exactly where the first down marker is, able to dive ahead.
It's so rare to have a fullback like that can bounce it out. And victory formation for Colerain. Mason will burn their third and final timeout.
It's going to take a miracle, though, for the Comets.
Timeout, Mason.
All Colerain has to do is hang on to the ball and get their knee to the ground. And they prevent Mason from their first victory. They stay undefeated against Mason ever since joining the league.
That's crazy that it's going to likely be only Colerain's first win of the year, the first GMC action.
They've had a tough schedule, St. X and LaSalle, two very good GCL South teams.
The Comets win against Gahanna Lincoln in their first game. They had a very tough loss to Centerville last week. They were up 14-5 with about 3 minutes remaining. Heartbreaking 15-14 loss.
1:21 to go, 2nd and 11. Colerain just needs to kneel with Mason not having any timeouts. There's your second down, Neil. They'll let about 38 seconds run off the clock.
Comets, of course, no timeouts here. Will be snapped in about 36 seconds.
So how about the game here from MJ Flowers? He's got a couple of touchdowns, and the icing on the cake, a couple of runs in this last drive to give him first downs. Most likely, for sure, the player of the game. Stoppage of play. And Colerain takes a timeout. Not sure what their thought process here was. Maybe some miscommunication, some confusion.
I guess they're just icing themselves on the knee.
Maybe they want to give Mason a fair shot. "42 seconds, though.
They kind of wasted about like 6 seconds on the timeout. They didn't have to snap until about 36 instead.
Well, it's interesting here. The play clock's 40 seconds. So with time stopped at 42, they're going to take the knee and have about 2 seconds to go after they have to take their 4th down snap. So maybe they take that 4th down snap and just run around and make sure the clock runs down, giving Mason no time. But they got to take a knee here without taking any time off.
That's likely what they'll do with a couple seconds left. Remember the Bengals-Ravens game a few years ago? Sam Cook, the Ravens punter, had it and he ran about the ball for like 12 seconds.
It's a classic time.
Typical Bengals.
Exciting season coming up for the Bengals. Comets unhappy Looks like the play clock started a little late. Officials aren't going to do anything about it, as the play clock's sitting at about 14 seconds as 12 seconds hit on the game clock. So Colerain will run this clock out and take a 21-16 victory to open GMC play over the Mason Comets. Great performance from the young quarterback, Zay Jennings, and the running back, Eastern Illinois commit, MJ Flowers.
Colerain students making the trip, as we see. Happy to get their first victory of the year. So both teams go to 1-2 on the year. The Comets will play Middletown on the road next Friday, their first road game of the year.
Touchdowns from Sailors and Garnett. Not quite enough for the home team, Mason Comets, to get their first win since joining GMC play over the Colerain Cardinals. Thanks for joining us all night. I'm Ben Haller alongside my partner Evan Amazon and the fantastic ICRC crew. Final score from Dwire Field, 21-16.